And sorry. Breaking
wow,
news.
look at that.
Oh, my goodness.
Someone that we had on our show at K-Rock, Corey Haim, dead at the age of 38.
Wow.
One of the Coreys is dead.
He seemed a little fucked up.
Yeah.
When he was here, that's for sure.
Well, are they going with the OD on this one?
This is extremely breaking. Like, I can't even click that tomorrow.
I fucking tweeted about this last night.
Wow.
And this is exactly an instance where any girl I am with would go, who?
Exactly. Yeah, who gives a shit?
Who? I never heard of him. I don't know who he is.
Well,
I don't know him. I don't know what he does. But tell him to overdose at 38.
I don't know this Merle. I don't know what drugs he takes. Tell him you want him dead by morning.
Yeah, I think that's probably a...
wow, we met him.
38 years old.
I bet a lot of people that died.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we got a lot of people died, killed themselves.
A lot of people? Really? How many? How many people do you know that died? A lot?
A lot.
What do you murder them? How do you know so many?
No, I know a lot of. I probably know about 8 different suicides. Fucking a lot of drug overdoses, AIDS. I know a lot of fun ones.
I once
always girls right after I fuck them.
A woman blew me once. There was a woman who blew me who later hung herself.
Wow.
And I told that to somebody.
It was still your cum in her mouth.
Exactly.
Felt so degraded.
You know what? She was brushing her hair in the mirror and she saw a red pube on her cheek and had to die.
But I told that this guy, a comedian I was working with, and he said that there was a couple, like we were starting to compare. He actually had a number of women who blew him who killed themselves. And one of them had hung herself.
Wow.
Wow. It's funny.
Wow. You know any
sucking cock is
any girl you've ever been with?
Who hung herself? Yeah, I do.
Really?
Absolutely.
What? Both of you have a hung themselves story? Get the fuck out of here.
Did they just high five?
No.
Did you suck Boner's dick? Was that it?
No, it was a girl. What the fuck? One girl, I'm trying to think if I've ever fucked a girl who killed herself. No, I know one girl. I know like fucking 3 comedians have killed themselves.
Yeah, me too.
One,
Drake
2.
Sather.
I didn't know him.
Yeah.
Well, comedians are fucking... Yeah.
Oh, another one. Adam Leslie.
Kooky.
Oh, yeah.
Who I knew casually. Seth Schultz. Who I knew casually from
either
Pips.
Those guys were. No wonder they killed themselves. Never heard of them. I've been doing comedy 25 years, never heard those names once.
Joe Del Duca.
Good job, guys.
And Nicole Pappas is 4.
Oh, yeah, she was a winner. Never heard of her either.
Look at you.
At least 4. Dave Lovkin, 5.
Oh, what about, what's his name from
Comedy doesn't say...
guy that was hosting Family Feud.
I didn't know Ray Combs, though.
No Ray Combs?
No.
Comedy doesn't have a nice way to say, no, thank you.
Yeah.
There's no...
There's no thank you.
Because it takes like a good 10 years to find out that you're probably not going to make it, and then you end up hanging, and those guys hang on for another, I tried another 5. Now you're 15 years deep into something that didn't work out.
Yeah,
you can't, what are you going to, it's like being in prison. What are you going to do after that?
Yeah. Did you know Richard Jenny?
Oh, fuck yeah, 6.
Rich Jenny.
How did I forget Rich? 6.
Yeah.
We don't like talking about Richard Jenny.
No.
I liked him, man. I thought he was a fucking great comic.
Yeah, he was a great comic.
We had one of the greatest... whatever.
He did a Tonight Show spot where he talked about Jaws 3.
Jaws 3.
For the whole 5 minutes on
Really?
Jaws 3, and it's fucking hysterically funny.
Really?
I mean, it's just you can't breathe.
Yeah.
He was one of the greats.
Find that. I want to hear it.
He
now.
did a bit on fucking... I only worked with him one weekend many years ago in Charlie Goodnights. I opened for him and his opener. And he did a bit on Kevorkian, where he just was talking about how beautiful Kevorkian was because he wasn't afraid to say his name. It was just as if you're watching this, like as a young comic going, ugh. I'm never going to be able to do what
he
he's
was
doing.
great. He was great. Back in those 80s Mock Turtle Houndstooth jacket days, he was the best. But he stayed.
Brick
he stayed
wall
great.
Very funny. Always topical. Yeah, he was great. All right, we'll take a break and get Jimmy.
Nice,
Yeah, we're
depressing,
gonna do
talking
that.
about dead comics.
Yeah.
Corey Haim.
Corey Haim is dead, 38 years old.
He's dead.
And they're now saying OD. Well, that would be everyone's first guess, I'm thinking, right?
OD?
OD.
Yeah,
if you had OD, you win.
From seeing him when he was in here, he really seemed jacked up. He seemed hopped up on the dope.
Yeah, there's something going on, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was doing some uppers.
Drugs are really fun. Drugs are really fun.
But more importantly, Corey Feldman is hurting again.
He's
hurting. He's hurting. Corey Feldman is hurting.
He's the center of a curse, I believe.
He's had a tough year.
2
of his biggies have passed now.
First it was Michael Jackson, and he was hurting.
He was hurting for a long time after that. He had to dress like Michael Jackson and everything.
Yeah. Now the other Corey.
Why did he dress like Michael Jackson unless he wanted everyone to notice that he was hurting?
He was hurting.
Ah, look at him.
Yeah.
The guy's hurting.
Look at him. Look at him looking. Wow. Look, he looks just like Michael Jackson.
Corey Feldman.
He must be hurting. And then last night he was hurting because he went on Larry King to tell the world he's hurting.
He's hurting. He loves a little publicity, doesn't he?
Oh, my God.
When you're,
Look,
you know.
man, your best friend dies. I don't know. I don't know if going on Larry King is the first thing you should be
Is
doing.
the move?
Maybe.
I don't know if that's the move.
I would imagine you do Larry King eventually, but not hours after they find the body. Like the body's not even room temperature yet, and you're on Larry King. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That's that Hollywood thing. These people don't know how to fucking live in the real world. That Marie Osmond loses her son, right? The son jumps out the fucking window out there in Hollywood. 2 or 3 days later, she's on a stage crying and dedicating songs to her son.
Hey, she got to do a Vegas act.
How about you camp out for a week or two and mourn properly?
Yeah.
And then what? We're supposed to sit there and go, oh, wow, look, she's hurting.
You know, they're from a showbiz family. And you know what the saying is in
the show must go on, Aunt.
Boy, I wish I could think of something really funny there.
I know.
Like, you know.
The show must go on, even though he apparently won't be.
Gravity must go on.
Yes, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Although Joan Rivers said after Edgar committed suicide,
Edgar, my Edgar, oh, my Edgar, I remember I found him in booze bottles, my Edgar. Remember when she fucking just lost her mind publicly talking about it, crying? She went on a crying tour.
She did a crying
tour. She went on a crying tour about Edgar. Things happened, he was very depressed, he was drinking alcohol, my Edgar. Shut up.
I'm not saying these Hollywood people shouldn't be on TV like mourning a little bit, but not right away. Fucking. Well, I mean, we'll read the statement. Jimmy was kind of like making fun of the statement that's in the paper. This Corey Feldman who's hurting.
Yeah.
Like they knocked on his door at 8:30 in the morning, L.A. time. So that's 11:30 New York time. So then, after he was hurting for a little bit, he got a flight to figure this out, to New York, so he could be on Larry King.
Larry King's in L.A.
Larry in...
Oh, was he in L.A.?
He's in L.A., yeah, he's off Sunset.
I'm an idiot. He does come to New York at times, I'm sorry. All right, but whatever. But, I mean, later that day, he's on Larry King.
Yeah.
Hurting.
How hurting was he on Larry King?
Well, let's find out. I got the audio here.
Wait, Joan Rivers, I had to finish my Joan Rivers statement. What she said was the day he killed himself, she said she wanted to go on stage. She's like, I wanted to perform that night. It's what you just want to do something for that hour so you're not focused on it. But you couldn't as a comic. She's like, people what are you, fucking out of your mind? So maybe that's why Marie Osmond is singing, because it's a way for an hour just to
get
be
out
doing
of it,
something that's not just completely miserable.
Yeah, I guess that's what this show is for me. You know?
It's just the opposite. That's why the rest of my day is so I'm not doing something completely miserable.
But that Osmond family seems like they're just a bunch of weirdos to begin with. So she had 12 or 13 kids, and it seems like she didn't even raise them because she was too busy performing for everybody else.
It's that Mormon mentality. It's all about quantity. They just pump a bunch of kids out, hope a few fucking make it through.
And the rumor, I think Ian Halpern might come on the show. I think I heard this from him. I'm not sure. It's a rumor, alleged, that there may have been a gate thing, which the Mormons frown upon, and that's why the son was like, damn, shit. I don't know what to do.
Well, if you have...
I'm not accepted in this religion here, so I might have to do a header.
If you have 10 kids, one is probably going to be gay.
The stats are, right? 10%.
One will be gay, one will be black.
Now, don't quote me on that.
10% of the population.
I'm going to have to do a little more research on that. But
half an Asian.
But supposedly there might have been a thing. Yeah. It might have been a little...
You think?
Something that the church frowns upon.
Well,
here,
naughty boy.
Well, moving back to Corey Haim, who we had on our show. Maybe the guys get the audio of our last interview with Corey Haim.
Oh, we did have the Coreys.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah, that's the dramatic thing to do. I was watching all the gossip shows last night, and they're like, and here, the Insider did this, and here is our never before seen last interview of Corey Haim. And I'm sitting there at home going, they interviewed the guy. It was back in 2004, 5-6 years ago. Realized it was like, no one wants to see this, so they just fucking buried it. Now the guy dies, and someone goes, wait, we did do that interview that we decided not to air, so now they air it.
Like it's never before seen because there's something special in there.
No.
And meanwhile, it's exactly what you said. It sucked. They looked at it and said, this guy's not making much sense.
Right. No, he made perfect sense, but they realized no one cares about Corey Haim. And I think one of the Stengel brothers had a great tweet last night. He's like, all these people mourning for Corey Haim. Why didn't any of you guys go and see one of his movies?
Yes.
Or something like that.
After he was like 14.
Right.
Wait, do we have the our interview with Corey?
He was a little manic that day, wasn't he? He was like all wound up, and it seemed like he was on something.
I would love to know what we asked him. Maybe someone could go through the audio and cut it up. Well, we probably should have had it yesterday when we all found out that Corey Haim was found dead. But that would mean having to take care of the obvious.
Yes.
And now you have another day to make good on the fact that you didn't have it yesterday, and we still don't have it.
Yeah, that is what they call the no-brainer, right? Isn't that a no-brainer thing where it's like, all right, we had an interview with the Coreys. Well, we might as well pull something, listen to it, see if there's anything telling on there or ironic or fucking, something.
I mean, some people get mad at me and they go, look, I'm not a mind reader. Okay, I could accept that.
Everyone says that.
I could accept that some people go, look, I can't.
And say it like this.
just because you think it's obvious doesn't mean that other people think.
I'm talking to a wall. So there's a hole in it.
It was a wall. Now it's just opaque glass with a curtain lifting.
The floor is sticky in front of this wall.
So the mind reading thing I could accept, and I acknowledge, okay, that is crazy at times. But then, like Anthony just said, there are no-brainer things that just should be done for the show.
Yeah.
If a Corey Haim dies and we talk to the guy and we all remember that he was a little weird that day, you probably should have the audio sitting here just in case we want to go through it.
And I think we did discuss the drug abuse with him, didn't we?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't either. I assume we would have because they were apparently full clip is 18 minutes long.
Yeah, we got to go through it and get some shit out of it.
Yeah,
I understand.
But I mean, to have listened to it,
someone down the hall could go through that and get a couple clips.
I mean, the second he was dead.
Honestly,
the second he was dead, that 18 minutes isn't long to have to go through. Somebody should have been listening to it.
Well, yesterday, when we ended the show, we always have a little filler there between us and Ron and Fez. Someone should have said, you know what? Let's play the last time Corey Haim was on our show.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that,
something? Man. That is
that would be, I mean, if it's blowing up Twitter that he died, anybody playing Corey Haim audio or video yesterday did very well in the ratings. Very well.
Yeah. I think
by 9 o'clock today, no one is going to give a shit.
You know what's fucked up? As I'm driving home, I was going to put on Ron and Fez, and I realized I had gotten out of here actually before our show even ended. I was able to listen to myself.
That was nice.
That's how quickly I left the building. But no, we had our replay going, or the filler, as you say, the filler. Oh, but they don't like saying filler. Whatever the fuck they call it these days. Repackaging. And I've noticed this a lot. The repackaging segment.
Filler.
is usually, in some way, shape, or form, tied into whatever the fuck we were talking about, like, when we left. Why would you do that? I never understood that. It's like we did that already. Like if Louis C.K. was on, right?
Right.
So then why play something with Louis C.K. in it? Just because he was here?
Oh, yeah, that don't make sense.
Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense, and I've noticed that happens a lot. Who picks that shit?
I don't know.
Who does it?
Talk to Blatter.
Is it Travis? Who does it?
It's probably E-Rock.
Rat out someone.
It's probably E-Rock.
It's usually E-Rock or Butcher.
All right.
But in their defense, most of the time it's a time issue. It's whatever fits.
There has to be something that can fit in there that has nothing to do with what we were just talking about. Because then it's overkill. It's just fucking overkill. I was listening yesterday. I don't remember what it was, but I remember that came into my head. I was like, that's kind of overkillish about what we were just talking about, but... You know, like, oh, let's put on a discussion about ass eating. Like we didn't have enough yesterday, you know?
What you got to do is
what do I know?
When something happens, like, you know, personally, I immediately Twittered a photo.
Ah, yes. You did?
Of course I did. Involving the Coreys. Why wouldn't you?
Oh, see? What photo?
I'd rather not say. It's Corey Feldman and Corey Haim holding a bag of shit. The name of the picture.
All right.
Can you read the Corey Feldman statement?
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
It's Jimmy with the Coreys right in the middle.
I have no history with him. That's all I have with
One on the right is Ted.
I chose not to get a picture with the Coreys.
I always get one for that reason.
I don't need to get pictures with all these fucking people. Every once in a while I'll take a picture.
I got some of you.
What the hell am I going to do with a fucking Corey picture?
Twitter it.
And do what with this?
Get a bunch of views. People go, wow, this guy knows dead people.
All right, what do you got on the Corey Feldman is hurting?
It was, look, I know he's very sad his friend died, but it was, sometimes the wording of things really kind of drives me nuts. And this doesn't sound like the wording of just an adult.
Yeah.
All right.
Very childlike.
Yeah. Corey Feldman's statement. I was wakened at 8:30 this morning by my brother and sister knocking on my bedroom door. Unnecessary, but okay.
Get up, you butthole. Get up, you stupid.
Yes, because they informed me of the loss of my brother, Corey Haim. My eyes weren't even open all the way when the tears started streaming down my face. I am so sorry for Corey, his mother Judy, his family, my family, all of our fans, and of course my son, who I will have to find a way to explain this to when he gets home from school. This statement. This is a tragic loss of a wonderful, beautiful, tormented soul who will always be my brother, family, and best friend. Brother, family, and yeah. We must all take this as a lesson in how we treat the people we share this world with while they are still here to make a difference. Please respect our families as we struggle and grieve through this difficult time. 10 p.m. Eastern, CNN. I made that up.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope the art Corey has left behind.
Art?
The art.
I wonder,
apparently
was he
a
painting?
painter.
Yeah, exactly.
A few mediocre movies. And maybe one good movie, right?
Oh, maybe this is a guy. I hope the art Corey. He's talking about the guy from the Honeymooners. Oh.
Jesus, that's a stretch.
I know, that's terrible.
A bit of a stretch, man.
I hope the art Corey is left behind will be remembered as the passion of that for which he truly lived.
That's a statement right there, my friend.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a statement.
It's just odd. And again, I know the guy's sad, so I'm not really shouldn't judge it in a literary sense. But just things that you tell people that you really don't need to.
Yeah.
I was wakened at 8:30 this morning, at the risk of sounding like a fat girl, TMI, by my brother and sister knocking on my bedroom door.
How else do they usually wake you up? Just run in and kick in the balls?
That really paints a picture.
and aren't we all tormented? Who's not tormented by something?
Everyone's a little tormented now and then.
I think so. Now and then, I think we all are tormented, trying to figure all our shit out.
More torment, and then you just have these moments of happiness.
Of orgasm.
Yeah.
Orgasmic feelings.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think just about everybody is tormented with something.
You're never thinking about your torments when you're coming.
No.
That's what the good thing about fucking coming is.
Right.
I have to disagree because they're very closely tied in.
Oh, my God, really?
All right, well, Jimmy,
that's hell on earth,
Jimmy,
man.
that's different.
Right after you come, you think about your torments as you pay it to leave.
Well, guys, Corey Feldman is hurting, and we got the audio from Larry King, here we go.
Corey Haim passed away earlier today. How'd you get the news?
I have the answer,
terrible.
Larry.
Larry, I mean, as these things always are, but I was in bed. It was 8 o'clock this morning. My son had gone off to school. My assistant comes in early and she takes him to school. She took him a little bit early today because she had already known what was going on.
She did and you didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Basically, everybody, I guess, pretty much known because it happened so early in the morning and I'm not usually an early riser. So I woke up to my door being pounded on my bedroom door, and it was my sister's voice, and she said, "I need to talk to you right away. There's an emergency. Are you decent?" You know, I said, "Yeah, come in." And her and my brother came in.
Oh my
How long
God.
has it been playing?
What?
How long has it been playing?
I don't know. About 10 minutes, I think.
It's a lot of.
10 minutes.
See, you're telling me not everything, but you're saying nothing.
You're telling me everything, but just saying nothing.
And what's that?
Show and tell.
What's that? Are you?
Hey, man.
What's that? Are you decent thing all about? If there's something serious going on, you don't give a shit. You barge in. If the person on the other side of the door has a hard on, whatever.
And if he's jacking it, and
Well,
you
what is that
fucking
gonna
walk
matter
in with
in
a
the
Michael
end?
Jackson glove on.
Yeah, I bet she's walked in enough times to his morning hard on and she's tired of it.
Yeah. Speaking of morning hard on.
Yes, he gives me one every day. Twink.
And I heard he overdosed on garlic and Welch's grape juice. They found an empty bottle of garlic and half a glass of Welch's. True comment. And keep it under 20 minutes. And then she took one step forward and then another and another until she was at my bedside. Her mouth opened and words came out. Shut up.
Since we have the commonality of language, we understood each other.
Yes, yes.
Well, Stephen S. for Bay, sure.
Oh, no.
Corey Haim's last artwork was a puddle of vomit skillfully spattered in a Jackson Pollock-like fashion all over his own face, chest, and bed.
Need to talk to you right away. There's an emergency. Are you decent? You know, I said, "Yeah, come in." And her and my brother came in, and they said something about my son, and I popped up out of bed. I said, "What's wrong?" And they said, No, he's fine. It's Corey Haim. He's gone.
Oh, yeah, where'd he go? Oh, you mean, okay.
Well, this Feldman is hurting.
Yeah. Poor Corey. He was known as the other Corey. Now he's just Corey.
The only one.
The only Corey. Yes. Yeah. It's like,
He's like the remaining Corey, just like, you have the remaining Beatles.
you have the,
You
well,
got the remaining Corey.
or
So.
the remaining Vanilli.
Vanilli.
You have a remaining Vanilli. You have Millie and Vanilli.
Well, you
and
lost Millie. So
one of them's
you
dead.
just have Vanilli.
So now you just got Vanilli. It's very hard to be the other guy, you know?
The remaining Beatle.
You don't want to be
the remaining Corey.
Who's going to be
Police have raised.
Who's going to be the remaining Beatle?
Well, Jay Moore had a great tweet about that. He said,
Did he? Yeah.
He said the Beatles are dying in order of talent. I thought that was really funny, man, because Lennon was fucking the man, and a lot of people would say George Harrison was definitely fucking an incredibly talented Beatle. So then you have to go McCartney and then Ringo.
Then you got.
I think Ringo's
you
last
have
man
to.
standing.
I think so, too, but I disagree with Jay on the talent. I think it goes...
Harrison was a really talented guy. He really was. He didn't have as many hits like McCartney's having, but he was a fucking talent, that guy.
No, but I think it goes in... They're going like... Because there's four of them, they're going, big one, who gives a shit? Then big one, who gives a shit? So the next one will be McCartney.
Right, either way, McCartney's doomed.
Yeah, he's next.
Big one who gives a shit.
Big one who gives a shit.
Irreplaceable, replaceable.
Yeah. Yes. Irreplaceable could have been Pete Best.
And Pete Best will wind up outliving them all.
Isn't that the fucking... That's the only... He'll finally... The last one is dead. He'll go...
Yeah, good. It'll be like, fucking good. Kick me out of a band.
This comedian, Mick
Ruin
Lazinski,
my fucking career.
years ago had a funny line about Pete Best. He said, it's all I remember that Mick said on stage, but he said he was with the Beatles and he quit. Do you think he has a machine that kicks him in the ass as soon as he gets out of bed every morning?
A machine.
I know. Just
That's the funniest part of it.
a funny thing to have by your bed.
Thunk, thunk, big boot on the end of it.
Just kicks you.
Kicks you in the ass. God, he must have just woke up every morning going like, I was in the Beatles.
Do they throw him out, though? For what? And for what?
I don't know. I read a whole book recently.
Yeah,
I can't remember what this particular book
But was it his skill? Was Ringo better, or was he just a dick and he
That
couldn't
could
get
not possibly have been the reason.
I don't remember now.
Because if Ringo was better, that's one thing. But if he's a dick, like he pissed off, like he probably that one morning he had a bender.
All right.
Ringo isn't better than a fucking a chimp at the beginning of fucking 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Wow,
terrible.
Good drum call.
The police have raised the possibility, Corey, that given his history, drugs could have been involved in the death.
Could have.
What do you think? You can't know, but what do you think?
Well, first of all, let me say this, Larry. In watching everything that's happened today and the reports that have come out, the first thing I need to say is people need to stop. They need to stop jumping the gun. They need to...
Oh, really?
How about
Are
then
you
why are you
fucking
on?
kidding me?
They need to stop.
You know how many hours of footage they got of Corey Haim all fucked up?
True.
Stop. They need to stop jumping the gun. They need to stop saying it's a drug overdose. They need to stop saying, you know, their theories of what they think it is or isn't. Because at the end of the...
How else does a 38-year-old guy die?
Yeah. That had just
no history of illness.
Of drug abuse.
Right.
His whole fucking life.
God forbid people jump the gun.
It isn't
Man,
likely.
if you were playing the odds in Vegas, you'd be pretty happy with your bet.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I doubt he was killed pulling an encyclopedia off the top shelf.
theories of what they think it is or isn't, because at the end of the day, until the coroner's report comes out, until we have specific evidence, until we know exactly what the toxicology reports say, nobody knows. And nobody's going to know. We all are aware of the fact that Corey Haim has had a long and detailed drug history and battled addiction for many, many years. I know it better than anybody because I've been the guy stuffing charcoal down his throat when he was ODing. I've been the guy trying to make him, you know, stand up or say a complete sentence. I've been there with him through it many, many times, and it's happened very badly and very intensely through the years on many occasions. However, most recently, he's been honestly in the best frame of mind that he's ever been in.
He had a moment of clarity and decided I stink. What?
I sick. I stink.
I said.
You said every S word but the right one.
No.
He goes, I don't want anyone jumping the gun, and then he goes on to talk about many occasions where
he had to save his life.
Where he had to pretty much save his life, yeah. And I think I might have fucked up the Jay Moore thing. Brian in Brooklyn is saying that it was level of coolness, not talent. The Jay Moore Beatles tweet.
Oh, all right.
That makes a little more sense, right?
Level of coolness.
Because Lennon was definitely cool. George Harrison was
cooler than McCartney.
A cool dude. Paul McCartney was considered not as cool as those two. Yeah, all right.
Ringo was just
a throw-in at the end.
Just stop it.
All right, I'm sorry. Jay Moore 37.
Now that makes sense.
There you go. It's early. I fucked it up. More on Corey Feldman Hurden.
More on Corey Feldman?
Well,
I thought you were just saying, more on. Okay.
He dressed up all nice for Larry King, though, man.
Did he?
He made sure he looked good.
Oh,
it's over there.
Yeah, I can't fucking see because
he's got a piece of hair hanging in front of his face.
We need Channel 5 over here or over here, one or the other, because I'm fucking. There's 18 CNNs on.
I'm still setting up the board too. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Mars is sick and everything's wrong.
God, who fucks with everything in here?
Huh?
Who fucks with everything?
I don't know. It's our studio.
It's just people come in and fuck with everything.
No one's supposed to be in here. What happened?
What's wrong with the board?
There's a couple other things that weren't down.
Is everything all right?
I was trying to hit a nice button to pump up the Corey Feldman is Hurden thing, and it didn't work. I'm hoping it works now.
Oh, God. See? Okay, that would have. Yeah, it's all right. See, it still worked.
See, it wasn't working when I needed it to. Just imagine where I was going to put that. More Corey Feldman is Hurden from Larry King.
We were talking about, you know, whether we feel that it was drugs or not drugs, and as I said, nobody really is going to have the answer on that for a while until everything comes back. But I will say this much. I know that he was fighting the good fight, and at the end of the day, I know that there were symptoms that he was showing that expressed, it could be a number of things. You know, this could have been a kidney failure. This could have been a heart a failure.
This could have been a lot of meds.
Well, he was, and that's the thing. I mean, this could have been a mixture of drugs. It could have been a cocktail that's specific, or it could also have been the fact that your body shuts down after years of abuse.
All he's doing is jumping the gun and speculating.
Yeah, he's doing
exactly what he's trying. He's telling everyone else not to do.
Exactly what he told everyone not to do.
Could have been a space shuttle accident. It could have been a drunk driving arrest. We got it. Could have been a heart attack, stroke.
Even admitting the guy was on a lot of meds.
Yeah. He was on a lot of meds. So you're speculating.
Right.
It's down after years of abuse.
You know his doctor?
I'm sorry?
You know his MD?
I know that he was recently seeing a treatment specialist who was new in the mix, who he'd only been seeing for the past 2 weeks.
Oh, good.
And that treatment specialist put him on a new line of medications, which were special medications. I'm not going to go into what they were, but let's just say that they may not have corresponded properly with the medications that he was currently taking.
All right, blame everyone else except for
he's
the guy.
Speculating again.
Yes. Except for the guy that was very irresponsible with his drug taking.
I wonder if Corey introduced him as Michael Jackson's doctor. He said he needed some propofol to sleep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
So he just pinned it on the new doctor, pretty much.
Yeah, and Drew Pinsky came out yesterday and said that like 2 weeks ago they reached out to Corey Haim to get him on that Celebrity Rehab.
Oh yeah,
and he said no again. So they've been trying to get him on that show for a while now. One more clip of Corey Feldman heard in.
I really appreciate the outpouring, the response. The community is obviously crying out and reaching out and extending their hand.
Really?
But I'm very troubled today, Larry. I'm angry, I'm hurt, and I'm sad, of course, for all the same reasons that a lot of people are. But the trouble for me, Larry, is that I appreciate the fact that everybody really cares and is trying to show their expression of sorrow right now. But at the end of the day, Larry, where were all these people the last 10 years, the last 15 years of Corey's life?
Watching
Corey was living in the...
They wanted to see.
Watching really good movies.
He's a child star. What the fuck are you...
What are you talking
Where
about?
should they have been?
Yeah, exactly.
Where should they have been? You're right. Where should they have been?
Just looking at them?
They don't... it's Hollywood. People don't really give a shit about other people. See? It's a misconception. You'll be lucky if he makes next year's fucking Oscar montage.
They only care about you if you're putting out good products.
Yeah.
And as soon as you stop putting out a good product, then they don't give a shit about you.
As
soon as this radio show starts sucking, none of these people are going to give a crap about us. That's how it works.
Uh-oh. It should have happened already.
But that's how it works. No one gives a shit about Corey Haim because what has he done in the last 10 or 15 years in the entertainment industry? That's how it works.
If he died before the Oscars, do you think they'd have included him? Do you think he would have gotten a good ovation?
Oh, yeah. He was
being the latest, new guy to die?
Yeah, he would have been in it. He would have made the death real.
Yeah, he'd have gotten a big one, too, I think, because it was new death.
Yeah.
How does
Britney got a good one.
How did Farrah not make that, man? That is really
because
annoying
Hollywood's
me.
filled with a bunch of assholes.
They put out a statement and said, they apologized to the family for not including her, but actually stood by their decision not to because she was just more known for TV.
Really?
And then stood by their decision to put Michael Jackson in, who was known primarily for music, because he put out that documentary film, and he didn't put it out. He was already dead. It's ridiculous. They said she should have been recognized during the Emmys, which I guess she was.
Yeah, but the Oscars are 8 hours long. They couldn't give Farrah Fawcett a lousy 5 seconds in a montage.
But they'll show a guy from 1957 who did a fucking audio on a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
No one knows.
There
were some people that the people's family looked and went, "Oh fuck, I forgot about that guy."
Right.
Forgot about old Uncle fucking Earl, the sound guy from fucking Sound of Music.
Of Corey's life. Corey was living in the Oakwood apartments with his mom, very broke, very destitute.
Oakwood, that's a low-priced rental.
That's right. It's a month-to-month living. And he doesn't have anything. He didn't even have a car. Where were all these people to lend a hand out?
Where were you?
Where
were you? I would imagine you finally had it with your pal Corey, because you did try all those years, didn't you, Corey Feldman? Where were you? You have a big spread. How about you fucking, give him a room in your house?
Give him a room.
Or maybe Corey Haim didn't want any help.
Do you know how much
Maybe he
money that
refused
motherfucker must
help.
have made, though?
Yeah.
Like in
He
his
went through a
career.
shitload of money.
And then he's living with his mom in like
a month-to-month
hovel.
place. Yeah.
Oakwood
Live in a
Apartments. Yeah.
hovel.
A
You
lot
know
of
where those are?
entertainment. Yes, I almost lived in one of them. I think there's different ones, but when I was out there doing Lucky Louie because they don't need a year lease, and I think that a lot of performers live in those.
Is that the Roach place?
No, that was a place on Robertson. I still remember where that was.
I love your Roach story. But you were so mad at your Roach place.
Dude, I wanted to murder that woman for booking me in that fucking roach. The lights were on, and the roaches were reading the newspaper. I actually had to ask one to move so I could use the bathroom.
He's sitting on the bowl.
Yeah.
How many did you see in that place?
I filmed them. I'd say 6 or 7 the first night I was there.
But that's with the lights on.
Lights were on. I hadn't even unpacked yet.
That means it's got to be just hundreds and hundreds.
And then I saw 2 on the fucking the walls.
Oh, great.
In the bedroom. And they shouldn't be in the bedroom because there's really nothing for them to eat in the bedroom.
That means they're overpopulating.
Yeah.
It's horrendous.
To the point where they're moving on to your bedroom.
Because the Emmys were in town. I called Jonathan screaming at 2 in the morning. I'm like, you got to get me a hotel. I can't stay with roaches. Then I had to fly to fucking Canada and do the fucking the Queen and King's wedding in the Hunter's Lodge.
That was a rough time for you. Where the wedding photos were taken at a rest area.
At a rest. I thought we were all gonna shit. They're like, no, we're here.
No, we're here to take pictures.
Holy shit.
Where were all these people to lend a hand out, to reach out to him and say, you know, you're a legend. You're an amazingly talented, wonderful person who's really never gone out of his way to hurt anybody other than himself. He was there for his mom. He took care of her. He's always been a good person. You know, I don't have the answer to that. All I can tell you is, you know, in this entertainment industry, in Hollywood, we build people up as children. We put them on pedestals. And then when we decide that they're not marketable anymore, we walk away from them. And then...
Yeah, that's not Hollywood's fault. You got to realize that when you're going into this whole thing, or your parents have to realize this.
And that's every aspect of life.
And you can't just count on your job or your profession for everything.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, he hit really big, was beloved by girls all over the place and everything. And then his star faded. He couldn't fucking take it. Mm-hmm. And, cue the usual fucking music.
Entertainment Tonight did a little thing on him where they had an old interview. Everyone was playing their old interviews except for us because why would we do that?
Well, hold on. We're almost an hour into the show. Oh. So we must have the stuff.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Being clamped down there.
Yes.
But Entertainment Tonight had an interview when the kid was 18. And he was talking about how he was doing coke, smoking coke, injecting coke, whatever. He was doing everything with this coke at 18.
Not marketable anymore. We walk away from them. And then we taunt them and we tease them and things like TMZ, outlets like that, where it's acceptable in society. It's okay for society as a whole to poke fun at, to point fingers at, to laugh at us as human beings. Why is it okay to kick somebody when they're down?
Because they're down, it's easier. They're by your foot.
Exactly. Who wants to take all those years of karate just to kick them while they're standing
Kick them while
comfortably?
they're up. It's very difficult. They might hit me back.
You gotta be well rounded. I mean, obviously it's not okay that TMZ or whatever kicks them when they're down, but if all you got is Hollywood, eventually you're going to be very disappointed and depressed because it goes away for everybody eventually, right?
Yes, it is not the business for the thin-skinned.
How many people make it all the way to the end of their lives being successful in Hollywood? Not many.
Most don't, man.
I bet you we can come up with a list right now of people. Bob Hope, George Burns. But I'm just saying, we could probably come up with a list of people that were massively famous during our lifetime where we'd go, oh, my God, remember him? Oh, my God, remember that person?
Yeah.
It's an endless list. Yeah, who's someone that was really massive because I was thinking child stars to adult.
He'll be in at 9.
Oh, Steve's not here?
No.
Dice.
Oh.
No, in Dice's mind, he's still massively huge, Anthony. Come on.
I know.
Come on, he's still huge. He really is.
Can someone bring Steve in real quick?
Yes, what? I don't know. Can you?
Oh, you know, this is a good idea. Corey Feldman needs a new Corey. Go ahead, John.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
How about Corey from Life Goes On?
Yeah, we got to get another Corey for Corey Feldman. How many Corys are out there?
But I think that this guy was going for, he missed because it was Corky.
Yes, that
I'm
was
sorry.
Steve, do we have the audio from the last?
Yes.
Okay,
Butcher
cool.
pulled it.
What?
Butcher's got it in there.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you mean he's got it in there?
He just told me. He cut it off. He
cut
walked
it
in.
off?
Yeah.
Our old Corey Haim interview. Okay, I'm saying if we're going to break, maybe there's something interesting there.
How long are the clips? Where's the clip sheet?
I'll get it for you.
We have a 2-minute clip of Haim talking about being sober. Okay, we can do that at least.
Cool.
You want to listen to this?
Yeah.
We shouldn't play it going in a break because we might have to comment.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely would like to
Travis,
hear.
if you got that, let's start our last interview with Corey Haim from about 3 years ago.
Definitely let you.
Hey, Corey, you got your head together or what?
Me? Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Hi, you're back there. He's here. Well, I'm. You know, it's an everyday wake up. Pray to God. Thank God I'm alive.
Except the other day.
Yes, sir. Today it was already been a good day.
Yeah, you had your problems for many years.
So, oh man,
Are you still partying or are you clean and sober?
I'm clean and sober. My body's actually won't do, and it'll reject it.
Wow. Certainly will.
Oh yeah,
By
it's great.
stopping.
Mine last Saturday.
No, my mom says a blessing.
It was awful.
I think that was
Sunday morning.
It was rejecting. Yeah, no, it was Saturday morning after Friday night. I rejected it in behind the Escalade
literally.
and in the porta potty at the show.
Man, you got to live in
that.
old school
It
days,
was
huh?
horrible.
Wow.
Look, I don't really drink a lot.
That's why I've been out of LA for 8 years, man.
Can you pause that
I'm
fucking...
lying. I'm lying too.
I think I heard something that couldn't have been said.
That was a bigger lie than anything Corey Haim was talking about at the time.
He said, I really don't drink a lot.
A lot.
When compared
To
with
yeah.
Lake Erie.
I know. What was I saying? I was just talking about how I was woofing at one of our virus shows.
You were?
Oh, yeah. That was when we were taking pictures with the fans. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to
Forgot
head to
about
the bathroom. And I was just like, blat.
I really don't drink a lot. If by a lot, I mean when I'm asleep. It's funny. It's funny when you catch a 3-year-old interview.
Back to our interview with Corey.
Exclusive.
Haim. Yeah.
The porta potty at the show.
Man, you guys are living old school
It
days,
was
huh?
horrible.
Wow.
Look, I don't really drink a lot.
That's why I've been out of LA for 8 years, man. And
was
I'm allergic
horrible.
to liquor because I'll go, chew.
Really? You sneeze?
Get hives.
It's like pepper.
Not hives,
For
but
a
like
cartoon
red bumps.
character.
But you're really allergic to beer?
No,
There are people that are allergic to beer.
Oh no, he's not really allergic. He just breaks
good,
out
though.
in
Really?
F-ups.
Yeah, it breaks out in F-ups.
Wow, obviously he knows more than my doctor, man. That's awesome.
How long
He
you
is
been
Good for you, man.
How long you been sober?
He is
Dr.
my
Corey.
doctor.
Talk to Jimmy there.
How long you been sober?
Hi, sir. It's personal, but going over a few years.
Well, it's not. It's
Yeah.
not that. You know, I'm 20.
No,
years.
for me, it's personally. I'm saying, so it's very personal.
Jimmy's up to
for me.
20. Jimmy just
Pause
said-
that. He was probably lying. That's why.
Yeah.
He was probably lying because nobody won't say how long they're sober.
Yeah.
You don't have to say what program you're, but nobody won't say how long you're sober. That's 3 months,
Yeah,
8 years, 10 years. Nobody won't say that. It's personal. Means
knowing enough
because he didn't
people.
want to say
Yeah.
a week.
Knowing
A
enough
week,
people,
right.
it's like,
Or
I
a
haven't
couple
had a
days.
drug or drink in 25 years.
I can't wait till Voss relapses. I haven't had a drink or a drug in my body since Tuesday. All right.
Going over a few years.
Well, it's not. It's not that. You know, I'm 20.
No,
years.
for me, it's personally. I'm saying, so it's very personal.
Jimmy's up to
for me.
20. Jimmy just celebrated 20
Congratulations,
years.
man.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations on your
I
20
never
years.
was really a drinker. No,
was
I'm
the
allergic
worst.
to alcohol.
Really?
I'm like actually allergic to alcohol, so I just can't drink. That wasn't my thing anyway.
I just
but,
don't drink because I don't like it.
You know,
I don't like alcohol.
I don't like it the next day.
I don't like it ever.
as you're doing
it's
it,
too early to be talking
great.
about this bad past
I hate
stuff.
the taste
We're
of
gonna
it.
talk about the
I hate the
positive and
taste of it.
good,
I hate
man.
the smell of
I'd
it.
rather positive
A little
message.
ditty about Jack and Diane. Should we crank something on for the peeps? Positive and for the future.
That's it.
Positive and for the future. Well,
Do we have video of that riveting interview?
no wonder we didn't play it.
No, I don't think so.
There should be.
Oh, there is.
Every interview.
I'm sorry.
We have it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's years ago.
Yeah,
I can't fucking go back in time. Did we video it or not?
Can't?
Was that Free FM or Fresh FM or
It was one of those.
Happy Talk FM or
Yeah, no, there's a video, I think.
There is a video?
Yeah, you guys paid for it somewhere.
Guys FM?
Nice quip, Dan. Shit.
All right, well, there's the Corey Haim thing.
That was exclusive, by the way. I just want to make sure everybody knows that.
Yes.
Wow.
How many years ago was that, Jimmy? Because
I think 3, because Dan
you're up
Pukin...
to 23?
Yeah, that's
I'm 23, yeah.
So it's 3 years ago.
Damn.
That's what Corey Haim had to say.
That's right. Spiritually, I'm in my first 6 months of being sober. But, you know, my body's been clean and sober that long.
All right, we'll take our first break. We got Ian Halpern calling in. He's got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. And
Corey Haim isn't doing too well. Google it.
You Google it. I knew Corey Haim. We hung out a lot. Yeah, there he is. Look, that guy.
I remember him. All right, now that I'm seeing the video, I remember that he was having a tough time just
drinking
sitting
his
there.
coffee. He was really twitchy.
Yeah.
Really twitchy. And who was the fucking hot?
Wasn't that Feldman's wife? Or
That's Feldman's wife.
Yeah. Sexy
At
girl,
the time,
man.
I'm not sure if they're still together. Yeah.
If not, I'm around.
So
she's lovely.
Yeah. Why would his fucking brother and sister come banging on the door?
Because I think they're all living together.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
God, what a wreck. What a disaster those Coreys are.
It's entertainment, folks. It's entertainment. Basically, this is a new brand of television, okay? This is not what you're expecting to see. It is a...
All right, another
more.
Another guy's going to explain a reality show and say it's different than all the other reality shows.
Yeah.
Do you think it was?
No. I actually watched it. It was the same old shit.
Was there a bad music bed?
It was all that.
Forced drama?
It was all that.
Hey, you want to get gas? What side of the car is your tank on?
Next, and they have activities, you know, because they're not interesting people, so they have to come up with activities for the people to do.
Yeah.
So then maybe they'll get something out of it. All right, hey, Corey Haim.
Yeah, well, look, my condolences to all his fans, his family. He was definitely a confused guy for many years. But what the media has overlooked, I think, during his death, they're all assuming drugs. Look, this guy, a couple of years ago, weighed over 300 pounds. Now, I'll tell you how I know this.
Oh, wait.
Some of my best sources are strippers, you know, because a lot of these celebrities, they frequent these strip clubs. And the stripper in Toronto, whose name is Daisy, she knew him very well. She went on a date with him about 3 years ago and said that he weighed over 300 pounds and had a big junk food habit, had very high cholesterol.
Mm-hmm. So it could have been a heart thing instead of just...
Yeah, I think there's more to it. I mean, the guy just doesn't drop dead on his mother's bed just like that.
Right.
I think... you know, there has to be more to it. This guy, look, his tolerance for drugs is high. He's been doing drugs for a long time, and he's tried to kick it. I think there's much more that we're going to learn about his death, and I'm really saddened by it because I really did like the guy as an actor.
Really?
What?
Yeah, I think, you know, he was cool, man.
All right, well...
You guys didn't like him?
No, it's not a didn't like or not like. It's just like,
a non-factor.
Yeah, kind of like,
I think they're going to find a lot of drugs in his system. Whether that was the reason he died, you know, that's up to the
I don't think he had as many drugs in the system as Michael Jackson.
I heard now that they found 4 prescription bottles in his room. So it could have just been he took too many prescription drugs, not like illegal drugs, right?
Yeah, well, it's possible. I mean, that's the problem. When you get guys like Michael Jackson, a lot of celebrities, they're so addicted to these prescription drugs. And doctors, they're the guys who should be going down because they willingly feed these guys any prescription they want. They fill out fake prescriptions for them. And, you know, these entertainers don't know any better. And we've seen, you know, right now we're in a low in Hollywood. We're losing celebrities. They're dropping like flies. You know, I'm sort of worried about you guys there. I hope everyone stays healthy.
None of us do drugs. It really is weird. Like, Ant drinks or Opie drinks a little bit, but it's like, all right, let me stop being fucking polite. None of us do drugs, though, honestly.
Yeah, I don't do drugs, too. I will say this. Last summer, I did, you know, for the first time in eons, I did a bit of drugs with a couple of hot chicks. They came to my hotel when I was in New York.
Show's over.
And Well, we did a hit of ecstasy, and then I went on one of the major TV shows, High on Ecstasy.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty cool. It was fun.
Nice.
But, I don't do drugs at all. Because, how would I look like this if I did drugs?
Sure. So we lose Corey Haim.
Yep.
Very, very big loss for nobody. And,
geez. The Haim family, I'm sure, is a little busted up about it.
They're probably relieved as well, right? When you say Dr. Steve.
Well, I don't know about that. It is. The autopsy results were released apparently to his mother, and she turned around and then promptly gave them to Access Hollywood, which is really
great.
That's wonderful. By the way, a little observation.
Yep.
Corey Haim, not that famous, because when the stars die in Hollywood, if you're really famous, they're like, oh, it's going to be at least a month or two before we have any clue how this person died. But if you're on the level of Corey Haim, everything is known pretty much the next day.
Well, they autopsy. They didn't toxicology.
I know.
So that's going to take a little while.
Hold back everything is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
So she gave it to Access Hollywood, and what are we learning? Because honestly, I'm not up on the latest info on this Corey Haim.
What we learned was that this is what she said, and this is the problem is what she heard and what she's saying.
All right, sorry, Steve. Pick up where you were.
I don't even know what I was saying.
Let's see. So the mother gets the info, and then she starts dealing it out, but the difference is...
Well, there may be, she's not a medical person, so it's hard to say exactly what she was told and then what she turned around and told Access Hollywood. But the two things that she said were that he had an enlarged heart and he had fluid in his lungs, and those two things would imply congestive heart failure, and that's a condition where basically the pump gets overprimed, the heart can't beat the blood, it's too weak to beat all the blood out every time it beats, and so it starts building up and it backs up into the lungs, fills the lungs with fluid, and then you get respiratory failure. The problem with this is that normally when people have congestive heart failure, they get very symptomatic and they go to the emergency room. It's not that common that people just die in their sleep not having had any symptoms before.
Right, because you can't breathe pretty much, and you want to take care of that.
Now, there were 4 different prescription drugs found in his apartment. It doesn't mean that we won't know till the toxicology comes out.
Right.
All of them were medications that could make you sleep through an event like this. And so that could be the problem. He could have slept through a coronary event and then just expired because, he didn't get the help that he needed, several hours into it. He had Vicodin in his home, Valium, haloperidol, which is an antipsychotic that you use for severe agitation. And he also had this medication called Soma, which... metabolized in the liver to an old school medication called meprobamate, and Aunt may remember this just because he remembers everything. Do you remember Meltdowns? They were a downer from the old school days.
Oh, a downer, man! Yeah.
But anyway, it's so all of those together could certainly cause you to sleep through an event like this. The only other theory I've got a bunch of theories because there's just the information is so sketchy. We don't know if he had an enlarged, thickened heart, which would mean that he had, chronic problems with high blood pressure causing heart failure, or did he have a thin and flabby enlarged heart, which would imply that, he could have had an actual problem with the heart itself.
Do you think? What are the possibilities? All this heart stuff was caused by his drugging.
Well, it's possible. The theory that you could throw out there, and again, these are just the sketchiest of theories based on the sketchiest of evidence, is that if he was using a lot of medications and sleeping very soundly, and he had sleep apnea and was not waking up, then over time, over a period of years, you could build up pressures in the heart to the point where it would fail.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And then you sleep through one of those events, you stop breathing, you have an apnea episode that never ends, and then you you don't wake up.
Well,
so that's a possibility.
He had a stroke or something a while back too.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Yeah, he had a minor, they said, stroke. So I guess he was kind of heading in that direction.
Yeah. Well, this report that she gave is so sketchy again that it doesn't say whether he had plaque in the arteries going to the heart. Now, if he did, he could have just had a heart attack. And there's a lot of people that have heart attacks that just don't wake up the next day. That's what happened to my dad. You know, they have a fatal arrhythmia in the middle of the night, and you just don't wake up. Fatal, abnormal heart rhythm.
You're a ghoul. You're like, do you wake up as a ghoul, or do you wait to, or you wait for your first cup of coffee?
Well,
do you at least like wait and have a nice cup of coffee before you fucking put on your ghoul suit?
He's being a doctor.
I know. You're like
doing the national radio show talking about this.
He's giving us the doctorly.
But how about some fucking emotion in there?
You mean about my dad dying?
Yes,
Well,
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
that's horrific. You're just casually like, and then just.
Well, it is. You know, here's the thing. Well, you know, my dad was 86, and he woke up, turned off the alarm, went back to sleep, and just never woke up again. And the thing I can say about it is, you know, he didn't suffer. You know, but I never got to say goodbye. So.
He died doing what he loves. Freaking hitting the snooze button.
Yeah,
oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and he shot his age in golf the day before he died too. So you know.
Oh,
Jesus.
So
well, thanks a lot for lifting the show up there, Doc.
and that shooting your age in golf is stupid. Yeah, shoot a 45 when you're 45. Then I'll be impressed.
Yeah, true.
I mean, come on.
Well, you got to be a certain age to be able to.
No, I understand. I mean.
You know, 86 really isn't that great of a round of golf, but
really, speak for yourself. I would take an 86 any time out, any fucking time, no problem. I'll take
but
that
anyway,
on my
you asked, so there you go. That's my dad dying story. Thanks a lot for making me tell that story on the air.
Come out of an up-tempo number.
Yeah, really. Yes, dedication.
Hey, where are you at with?
Where are those pictures I wanted to see?
Yeah, where are you at with Celebrity Rehab?
Well, here's the thing. Dr. Drew came out after Corey Haim died and said, well, he should have been on our show because we really could have helped him. And I just thought that was the most bogus comment.
Sounds a little self-serving, yeah.
See,
totally self-serving. So I'm completely off that.
I'm very suspicious with this Dr. Drew. I'll tell you, he's been doing radio for a very long time. Let's just safe to say we know the same people, and we run in some similar circles. And this guy has a squeaky clean image. He seems like a really nice guy and is always doing the right thing. And I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I think he's good at exploiting people.
A lot of these TV doctors, I think.
I mean, why does Corey Haim have to go on your show for him to get the help he needs? I know you just sort of said it. I'm just pumping it up a little bit. Why wouldn't he just like get him in a program where there is no fucking cameras?
Yeah,
because he does know all those people out there in Hollywood.
Right.
You know.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was what irritated me about the whole comment because it turned it around to be about Dr. Drew and how he could have helped him supposedly. And you know, if only he had come on our TV show, he'd be alive today.
Yeah, it's
what
ridiculous.
A crock of shit.
Right on, Dr. Steve. Right on.